Bitcoin Street waves on support action. I'm really happy with this little creation of mine. Well, it's not a creation of mine. It's an observance of mine. This is the bull run of 2021, back from October, November, December 2020. This is the bull run. Basically, what we've got so far in 2021 is waves, monthly waves. All-time highs, come down, touch the support. All-time high, come down, touch the support. All-time high, come down, touch the support. 27th of January, touch support. February 27th, touch support. Had an Elon Musk tweet in here in the middle with some expiring options. Anyways, touch support, 23rd, 24th. Elon Musk tweet, in my opinion, caused a little bit of outlier here, throwing that in the garbage. And that's not really too far below support anyways. But anyways, jump back up. Same spot in the last 3 months. Same spot of the month. We get back up here after touching support. And I just want to give this update from my last video. What this waves of support model foresees is kind of rising above just a touch. April 2nd, April 3rd, April 4th, April 5th start lifting away from the support line to an all-time high, sometimes second, third week of April. I'm saying 68, 74,000. It could be a little higher. That's basically irrelevant if you're in small, low leverage trades. You know, as long as you're in profit, sell. And then what this model says is going to happen. Let me get rid of some of this. Let's add some of this pad in here. Let's see. Get some room in here. Going to graze down here. April 4th, 5th, 6th, start to lift off. Kind of deedly-bob, doodly-da, boodly-da. Up for a couple weeks. Late April. Come back down. Interact with the support line again. At about $70,000, I'm calling this model is saying $70,000, almost on the dot. Whether $70,000 is going to be what they're saying is support or what they're saying is resistance, I'm saying the end of April, we're going to be right about $70,000. I'm not saying it. That's what this model is saying. This model could be wrong, but I'm real excited. I think for the near future, April, May, and June, I think it's going to be really, really close. When this model breaks, I think it's going to be the upside. So technically it won't break. I'll put down a link down in the description to all these waves of support videos if you want to go back and look at the playlist. I don't want to have to explain it thoroughly every time because it makes the videos too long and boring. In my last video yesterday, I'm going to be doing daily updates. Yesterday I talked about this is where we're going to be launching away, or not launching away, but this is where we're going to go up above the top support line and we're going to come back down and graze it. April 1st, April 2nd, April 3rd, start lifting off. Last night, there was about $600 million of high leverage longs liquidated right here. And just a matter of, you know, I mean, it looked like to me about 15 minutes or so. So I made a mistake when I first got into this. I started making videos about it. I recommended people watch those shows like Crypto and DaVinci J15 and The Moon, Carl the Moon, and those types of people that hype it up and get you to try to buy in so they can get the referral bonuses and stuff. And that's a mistake. I should have never recommended people watch it. The only reason I recommend it is because they're real familiar with Bitcoin and they're knowledgeable with Bitcoin. But those people, I think they actually should probably be banned from YouTube because I mean, I'm sure they didn't cause all this, but Bitcoin isn't it's not the past Bitcoin. We're in the future Bitcoin. So it's not everyday Jimmy and Janet that are in here messing around with this market now. We got Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, those type of people that don't play games, and they're literally hunting leverage traders. So if you're out there watching YouTube channels that are telling you, you know, drawing triangles and lines and saying, you know, enter your trade here and do this and get out here and do that. And some of them are knowledgeable, but they're not in your living room with you to tell you exactly what to do. You know, their video's over and they're not going to make another one for another day or whatever. So that's really dangerous. I'm just a margin investor. I have, for full disclosure, I put my money where my mouth is. This is my hodl position up here. That's something I may never ever sell. So if you hear people talking about taking profits and selling their Bitcoin, generally what they're talking about is on leverage. See, I have a $41,000 margin position open here. And right now it's underwater, $400. What I do is I buy a bunch of little positions in tiny little increments. I call them dip nets. I set and I try to buy the dip nets. And this is still a work in progress. It's not perfect. So I've been buying just a touch high, but I buy on the way down. I made a video here when I was out of powder. I had to stop buying right here. See over on the right, these green circles. I had to stop buying at 54,000 because I was out of powder. So what's going on is there's real time. I mean, the biggest honchos of the world are in this now. So it's gonna day trading with high leverage is it's even more dangerous than it was before when people in Bitcoin were dealing with average Joe and Joanna. Now you're talking about Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. I mean, all those big, and I mean, just people that have supercomputers designed to take your money. Okay, that's what this was. This candle here, this hourly candle, is a bunch of people putting in high leverage trades. And this red candle here is supercomputers and humans also saying, no, we're taking $600 million. So it went from 59,800 to 56,800, $3,000 drop. And just a matter of, a little over an hour or so. I mean, that's $600 million. And back here, from this Elon Musk tweet that messed with my lines of support, there was probably about, I don't know, maybe another 600 million or so. I don't know exactly. I could probably look it up, but probably another 600, maybe $1 billion was taken out here. So leverage traders sell, leverage traders get liquidated. It creates a panic cascading event. And if it wasn't for, in the last video I talked about, I was talking about how I think Kraken's a superior site because it's mainly for investing. They only offer up to 5 times leverage. It's the only legal site open to United States residents. Those other sites, it's like up to 100 times leverage. And see, that's the point I was getting to. I don't even consider these pumps and dumps as legitimate, really, data, because I say data. I say data. You say data. I just said data. That's what this is. This high leverage traders. Some probably made a bunch of money. Others just got it handed to them. But that's not happening on Kraken. That's happening on other sites like Femex and those Bybit and all those other sites that those day traders on YouTube are trying to get you to get into. Just what I do. Let me open this up just to put my money where my mouth is, because if you haven't noticed, there's very few of those people that actually show what they do. They just say they're going to do it, and then the next day they say it is exactly as predicted, right? So, and they are competent, so they might be making money, but why don't they show exactly when they enter and when they close? Why don't they live stream it? Why? You ever think about that? Why don't they do it? There's one person, he's called Crypto Face. It's the only person on YouTube I see that actually puts his money where his mouth is and live streams what he's doing. Let alone making a video about it. He's actually live streaming. But so over here in the bottom right corner is all my little tiny positions I have open. So when you buy in little tiny increments, or when I buy in little tiny increments, it kind of idiot proofs it a little bit, because no one can tell you where the bottom is and where the top is. It's just ignorant. Anyone even tries to tell you you shouldn't. I mean, you should question them. I'm at the point now where I'm watching some YouTubers and I see where they're wrong. So I've made some good progress in my education here. And see, I already said probably what it's going to do for April. So we'll get that out. That's probably the main thing people want to see in this video. already talked about that. But anyways, money where my mouth is. Show what I'm doing. All these little trades. I had to stop buying. See down here, when I purple bar in the bottom right corner is correlating a little with the purple circle over here. See when I go to the bottom, see that bottom circle over here? It's highlighted. I'm over here on the bottom bar. As I go up, see how the circle is going up on the graph, on the chart. I had to stop buying at 54, and I wished I could have kept buying, but I was out of powder. So all these little tiny increments, and I'm down 2%, 3%, 4% on some of them. I'm up 8%, 7%, 5%, down to 1% on some of them. Anyways, what I've learned is I've been getting in a little too early. So this is a work in progress, and I think it's going to hold. It probably won't hold forever, in the near future. I think it's going to be extremely relevant, and it's going to show price action for the month. But I guess I said what I need to say. So when you hear people selling, they're not selling their hodl position, right? Because if I sell that, I get taxed for all my profit. With this margin position down here, it's a $41,000 margin. And just for the sake of easy math, say I sell it for $1,000 profit. It's this negative 400 when it goes plus 1,000. Well, just say if I sold and I made $1,000 profit, now I'd have to pay taxes on that. $1,000. So I'd pay $300 taxes on $1,000. But I'd put that $1,000 right away into my hodl position, so that $300 I pay in taxes is going into my hodl position where it's liable to double. See what I'm saying? So I can actually pay my taxes by putting that $300 in here and letting that double on this bull run, before you pay taxes next year. So that's one aspect. If I were to sell this hodl position, I'd pay a ton of taxes. So that's one thing new people might not understand. When people say they're selling and buying, they're not talking about selling their Bitcoin that they have. They're talking about their margin loans, their leverage, their margin. I don't really consider this even leverage. I call it margin investing. Let's see where my account is right now. This is on my entire $28,000 account. 41,000. 28,198 equals 1.48 leverage is what I'm on. So I got a little overextended, and I'm a little too leveraged than I want to be, but that's 1.48 leverage of my account. So those day traders are getting liquidated. They're like five times leverage, 10 times leverage, 15 times leverage, 20 times leverage, 50 times leverage, 100 times leverage. So they get liquidated when the price drops a little bit. In order for me to get liquidated, I would need my margin level here to be at 40%. So it's not even fathomable for me to get liquidated. I would get a margin call at 80% here. At that point, if I didn't and deposit some more, or if the price didn't come up, then they would give me a little. They would give a little time. They give a warning, and if it goes below 80% for like a day or two, I'm not sure exactly because I haven't had to deal with that yet. Hopefully, I never will. But they give a margin call at 80%, where they say, if you don't deposit or the price doesn't come up, we're gonna start liquidating some of your positions to bring this back up to 100% or more. So worst case scenario, I might lose $1,000 or $2,000 or something, but I don't think that's even possible. It would take a black swan event. I guess the point I'm getting to. If you do choose to use margin, you want a little experience, and stay real small. I actually don't really like going over 1% leverage. You can run into a little trouble, of course, the higher leverage you go, but they would have to dump this market down to like 48,000 or so for me to get a margin call, or maybe lower, maybe 47. But down here under 50,000 is just huge institutional investments and real big time players, and they're just not going to sell. I would be willing to say that Bitcoin will never go under 50,000 again, ever, never in the history of Bitcoin will we ever go under 50,000 again, with the exception of a black swan event. So you always got to throw that in there. Nothing is guaranteed, of course. This is no guarantee, but I do put my money where my mouth is, and I show exactly what I'm doing. I'm not telling anyone you should do this or do that, but if you want to educate yourself, I think my little double resistance line here, what this is 3 data points. One's drawn in at the bottom of the candles, one's drawn in at the wicks, bottom of the wicks. And I'm ignoring this Elon Musk tweet where the big time players went trader hunting. See, that's what this is trader hunting. They're literally hunting the traders. There, and let's go to the 1 hour. There, that's trader hunting. That's leverage trader hunting, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And those channels on YouTube telling people to leverage trade with high leverage, that it's going to get worse and worse and worse as these big time sophisticated people enter the space. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. So I'm like whale kryptonite. I'm big time player kryptonite. There's nothing they can do about me. There's nothing they can do about investors if you just invest. If I had a bunch of money, I wouldn't even be using margin. But I need a little oomph, I just need a little bit of juice to do what I want to do. See, now I'm underwater, 375. See how that's working? So let's see, the price of Bitcoin's at 58.6. So at about 59,000, Bitcoin's about 59,000. I'm about break even, maybe lower, 58,900 or so. I'm at break even. So I have 11 more days before I have to before my trades auto close. So that's something you want to be aware of if you're in the United States. You can't keep this open for 28 days. I will be. Well, I just went over 59,000. Look at it. Wait a second. What did I just say? Oh, that price is lagging. Let's see. 59,000. Okay, 379. About 59,500, 400 or so is my break-even point. I will be making daily updates on this. This is a Bitcoin Street original, a unique analysis that you're not going to see anywhere on YouTube unless they copy it from me. I wish I had a bigger audience. I'm not saying this is going to hold, but this support line gives out some good information where it could be. Kraken 100 in June. What it's going to probably look like is waves, monthly waves, up, back to support, up, back to support, up, back to support. So if we start hearing about central banks failing and federal government, sovereign country entities investing their treasury into Bitcoin, and maybe our own central banks investing in Bitcoin, or there's news out there that can send this price just it could just leave this support line in the dust. So if this, I say 96, 7, 8% chance when this model isn't useful, it's because Bitcoin is parabolic and it just goes way up here like this. It never even comes back down to support. Maybe 3, 4, 5% chance this model breaks by going down here. But even if Bitcoin were to go down, say in May, end of May, if it's, if this model breaks in late May, if we're 60,000, that's not a bad thing. That's not Bitcoin broken. That's this model broken. But a lot of this, you need 3 strong data points. And so this third, we've got 3 months, 1, 2, 3 cycles that have basically done the same thing. a fourth data point in here, up and back down to this support, it makes it even a stronger model. But anyways, late in quarter 2, quarter 3, I'm expecting this Bitcoin to go parabolic. I'm under the belief it could go up to $1 million with big news, and a lot of these big time financial people are really late to this financial digital revolution, and they're going to be getting involved. So Bitcoin is something that could eat the money of the world. It sounds ridiculous, but it could become the reserve, the global monetary reserve of the planet. It sounds weird to say it, but it could happen, and that could start to happen this year. So, it's interesting to see if we did go up to $800,000 this year, and it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if it ever comes back down, breaks the support line. Okay, this video's getting way too long, but let me get these drawings, hide these drawings. So let me show you a 10-year chart of Bitcoin. Right about there. That's where we're at right now. I've heard some YouTubers and stuff, I've heard people say, we're about to go parabolic. We might go parabolic pretty soon. What is that considered? We're already parabolic. So in order to go more parabolic, we basically need to go, this is a 10-year chart, mind you. We need to start going to the left a little bit. So Bitcoin's such an incredible asset. People are upset because it's only at an 84-degree angle to the sky on a 10-year chart. Like it's going to start going to the left. Bitcoin, the first asset in the world to go in the left. Bitcoin on a 116-degree angle. Let's look at it on a 5-year chart. And people are upset that the price isn't increasing fast enough. Let's look at a 1-year chart. There's the 1-year chart. Weekly candles on a 1-year chart. What's wrong with Bitcoin? It's not going up fast enough. So in conclusion, Bitcoin is super, super healthy. This is exactly what we want. To go any more parabolic would be unhealthy. The further we go right, the longer we go right, the higher the price is going to go. But anyways, Bitcoin is about being independent and financially free. I highly recommend people out there educate yourself so you can make your own analysis. As far as investing in Bitcoin, right now, today, you are not too late. Right now, today is an absolutely amazing opportunity to invest in Bitcoin. Right now, see, we're on this. I wish I wasn't. I wish I didn't already have all my little orders in. So I'm refining this process. When I get out, I'm going to wait for this next monthly cycle to play out. And I'm going to get back in when we're down here on the support line. So right now we're on the support line. And we're going to go up. And we're going to probably come back to the support line first week of April. And then we're going to gradually start to go up. So right now is just a wonderful time to invest. I'm just talking about invest, just straight investing, where no one can liquidate you and stuff. If you want to fiddle around with margin and leverage, I would say never go over like 1 times leverage, maybe 0.5 times leverage. Maybe educate yourself for a couple months before you even dabble with 0.5 leverage, But anyways, in a nutshell, in order for me to get liquidated, the price needs to go down to like here. Oh, actually, total liquidation. Price needs to go down to like 10,000, But I don't use stop loss orders because why would I want to sell my position for a loss? That's anti-investment mentality. I'm not going to sell for a loss. See, I'm underwater now. Why would I sell for a loss? Why would I have stop loss orders in place? You don't need stop loss orders in place if you're investing. Maybe you do if you've got millions of dollars, and to save yourself from black swans. But I don't use stop loss orders. Why would I sell for a loss? That's what this is in here. These liquidations from these high leverage traders, they set stop losses. So these big time players entering the market, they know they can see that data. When all these YouTubers go huge leverage positions, those big time players, they can see. They have supercomputers. They don't. People probably don't even need to see it. The supercomputers see all that data. They see the data on all those leverage traders, and they see exactly where their stop losses are at. There's literally whales out there that are stop loss order hunting. These leverage traders have stop loss orders in place to save them from losing tons of money. And all that data can be seen. Also, all the data can be seen. Data and data, both of them can be seen. They know where those people's stop losses are, and they literally are hunting those people. That's exactly what this was. This Elon Musk tweet. And a little smaller one just last night, right there. That's what that is. That's those big time players can see all that data. They just literally hunted $600 million. Boom, gone. But anyways, Bitcoin's super healthy right now. Invest in Greenlight Go. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching.